Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Life. Now, we are about to kickstart the week with Jabu Zwane, a mindset specialist, as he will be sharing with us inspiring insights and practical strategies to boost your mindset and resilience. Thank you so much for joining us, Jabu Zwane, on Prime Life, and welcome.
Good evening, Aisha. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I believe that you do have some inspiring insights to, kickstart our week, so please do take over.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to Monday Motivation. Yes, my name is Jabu Zwane. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this evening, I want to talk about something that many of us, in fact, all of us, at some point in our life, have to deal with, and this is difficult conversations. Whether you're in business, with a business partner, with your colleagues, whether you are, in a family, whether you've got friends, at some point in your life, and in fact, many times in your life, you would have to have these difficult conversations. And if you don't learn how to do those, life can actually become quite a misery for you, especially if you happen to be a type of person that is avoidant, that does not like conflict, that does not like not getting along with other people. Perhaps you're struggling with some people pleasing skill tendencies, and maybe you're an empath and you don't really like to not get along with other people. You really feel deeply for other people. If you don't learn how to have difficult conversations, you can find yourself agreeing to things that you don't want to agree to, in a corner many times, and accepting certain things that you don't want to accept, and then living under tremendous amount of pressure. There's a statement that I like to say many times as a way of framing how do you begin difficult conversations. And the statement goes something like this: it is important to, first of all, interrogate your motives, have a goal, formulate your thoughts, then say whatever you need to say well. Interrogate your motives, have a goal, formulate your thoughts, and say it well. So, when you are interrogating your motives, what you are trying to establish is, why is it that you want to have this conversation? Is there a problem that needs to be solved? Is there a misunderstanding that needs to be cleared? Is there a boundary that needs to be set? Is there some kind of an explanation that is needed to make sure that everybody is on the same page on certain things, in order to get clarity? If you don't have that very clear in your mind, then you don't really have a very clear goal as to why we start into a conversation. Unfortunately, for many of us, because of we not don't like to be confrontational, we only wait up until we can no longer handle whatever it is that has been making us feel uncomfortable all of this time or all of these years. And unfortunately, at that state, we don't get to interrogate our motives, because all we want to do is to get the pressure off of us and to express a deep emotion, rather than interrogating motives, formulating your thoughts, and saying what you need to say very well. So the first question you got to ask yourself is that, what do I want for me? What do I want from in this conversation? Do I want peace? Do I want respect? Do I want to be understood? Do I want a certain problem to be solved? Number two, what do I want from them? Do I want them to hear me? I don't want them to feel attacked. I want them to have a full understanding of why this particular thing is important to you. And then what do I want for the relationship? I want the relationship to be stronger. I want us to be able to cooperate better. I want to be able to get along better. I want there to be teamwork so we can be able to achieve our goals together. So there must also be a goal for the relationship. We don't just want to win arguments and to win at difficult conversations, but actually want to be able to move forward together. So the second thing is that, you know, typically when we're having difficult conversations, our nervous system is provoked. We are stimulated, and it is important to calm down your nervous system, to calm down your brake. Whether it be your brain, you might want to make sure that before you have this conversation, that you really have been doing some deep breaths and deep exercises to regulate your heart rate. Because if you don't do that, you'll find that maybe you're struggling to have a conversation and you're running out of breath. And number two, it's important to take note of what is happening in your body. Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling a bit shamed? Are you feeling less secure? Name the feeling so that you can be able to deal with it. And then, of course, as I've said, to do those relaxation techniques. And the third thing is important to open the conversation in a more kind way, as opposed to being confrontational and as opposed to being aggressive. So you can start off by simply laying out what your intentions are. My intentions here are to get clarity on this matter, to get understanding on this matter, to solve the problem, you know, and then get straight to the point. Don't try to have it too long of an opening, because if your opening is too long, it can also add to the pressure and add to nervousness. Number four is important to lead with that emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is assuming no malice. It's assuming that, you know, once you said what you need to say, and said it the way that you wanted to say it, hopefully that there can be a solution. If you worry too much about they're going to resist and they're not going to understand you and they're going to continue to do the way that they've been doing all these years, you can find yourself discouraging yourself from engaging. And unfortunately, the problem doesn't get solved because then you talk yourself out of it. And instead, you get more and more unhappy, more and more bitter, eventually get resentful. And eventually, you may just simply walk away from a relationship that could have been easily redeemed. And number five, it's important to listen longer than it is comfortable. Listen longer than it is comfortable. I really mean that. Listen longer than it is comfortable. When you are having a sensitive and a tough conversation, there's a part of you that doesn't feel, it doesn't really feel comfortable, and then you want to interrupt, you want to disrupt, you want the whole ordeal to end. But it's important to talk patience into yourself, to talk understanding into yourself, to talk compassion into yourself, to listen with curiosity rather than listening with judgment. And then lastly, it's important to speak very clearly how you feel, what it is that you want to have done specifically, and what your needs are from the person. This is how the situation is making me feel. It's making me sad. It's making me confused. It's making me feel, frustrated. And this is what I need. I need clarity. I need directness from you. I need cooperation from you. I need more feedback from you. I need more understanding, more compassion from you. It's important to articulate specifically what it is that you need from the conversation as a specific outcome. So, and then of course, the last thing that I'm going to say is that talk about a specific issue, try not to have too many issues all at once. Tough conversations needs razor sharp focus, and you can apply what I've shared many times, which is what I call the it mindset. And the it mindset is focusing on the issue. If the issue is communication, what is it about communication? Is it harshness? Is it a lack of feedback? Is it a lack of clarity? Is it a lack of time given? What is it specifically that you want to have cleared? If it's a behavior issue, is it the way they speak to you? Is it an attitude? Is it the swear words? Is it the aggression? Is it the interruptions? What is it exactly that is an issue? So don't leave the conversation too ambiguous. Tough conversations are important to be had to ensure that we have healthy relationships, we have in business and in our own lives, and of course, in general. And they're very important also for setting up the boundaries. When boundaries have been crossed and we're finding that we really feel finding ourselves under tremendous amount of pressure or really enduring uncomfortable situations, to set those boundaries, you need to articulate them very, very well and say specifically what it is that which boundary has been crossed. And of course, I mean, if the boundary keeps on getting crossed, what are you going to do to ensure that you don't put yourself in the same situation? And lastly, protect your relationship. Protect the relationship, but don't protect the relationship at your own expense or at the expense of the goal and whatever it is that is supposed to be benefiting everybody. So much more I can say about this, but hopefully tonight I was able to give you something that can help you to be really better at having tough conversations. Once again, my name is Jabu Zwane. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this evening, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of your programming. Good evening. Back to you, Aisha.
I mean, thank you so much, Jabu, for the insightful, practical strategies that you have just mentioned with us to become better individual and to also boost our mindsets. And viewers at home, I hope this was truly inspiring for you to be able to, again, be better yourself and be the very best version of yourself. Let us know through all social media platforms at INX Prime exactly what other topics would you like Jabu Zwane to tackle to improve our mindset and also, our leadership skills, making sure that we are the very best parts or showing our very best parts to the world. But on that note, it's time for us to head over to a quick break. We will be with you shortly.